Hey everyone, welcome to week 4 of Stacking the Deck. I hope that you're having great conversations with your group. I hope you guys are discovering new levels of encouragement, new levels of accountability with each other, new levels of vulnerability and depth of friendship. There's nothing like being on mission together to really galvanize friendship, to galvanize trust, to galvanize a sense of a family, of brotherhood and sisterhood. I hope that you are experiencing that. And the mission that we're on is the mission of following Jesus. The mission that we're on is a mission of really taking seriously the implications of the gospel in our own life and preaching the gospel to ourselves and encouraging one another to do the same. The mission that we're on is carrying this good news to every sphere of influence in our lives. Today we're taking the conversation further, and really what we're talking about combines a few of the topics that we've talked about. Are you a good person? What do you look to for your ultimate value and security? It probably will bleed into what we talked about in week 1 about work and defining ourselves by what we do and what we accomplish this week, because you heard the message already on Sunday. We're talking about identity, who we really are, what our top card is as it relates to money. When we're talking about our top card, I hope you have this memorized by now. It is the thing that we look to for our purpose, for our value, and our security. And isn't it true that there may be nothing else like money in our lives that really speaks to that? Depending on how much money you have, you might say that determines what I'm able to do or what I want to do. Depending on how much money you have, you might say that really determines how much value I have. Isn't it true? Isn't it true that this is common in our culture, not just our culture, but all of human history, that we confuse net worth with self-worth? And the third one is security. How many times have we told ourselves some sort of story? I'm okay because of how much I have. It doesn't matter what happens. I can afford it. Or if things go crazy in our life, we experience some sort of hardship that is beyond our income level, we feel scared and overrun by circumstances in our life. There's nothing like this subject that forces us to wrestle down not just identity, but our idols. When we talk about our top card, I hope this is starting to become clear. Some of you probably have connected the dots here. It's not just identity, it's also our idol. What do we look to for purpose, value, and security? It's no surprise that Jesus talked about this over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, one of the things that Jesus talked about most was greed. Now, I've been doing pastoral ministry for over 20 years, and I've heard many other pastors talk about this. I've never had this experience myself. I've never heard another pastor talk about this, that people come and say, I'm struggling with greed. I'm too materialistic. It just doesn't happen. For whatever reason, we see it in other people, but we don't see it in ourselves. Maybe today, maybe right now, in the circle that you're sitting in, you need the people in that circle like you've never needed them before. We need each other to help us see, is there a blind spot? Is it possible that I'm looking to how much money I have or how much money I don't have to define my purpose, my value, and security? Am I really preaching the gospel to myself and putting my ultimate affection on Jesus? That he really is the one that is defining my purpose and my value and my security. This is a challenging conversation. I hope you enjoy this conversation. Here's a couple of things to think about as you're digging in, maybe just kind of diagnostic questions to get the ball rolling. One is, do you have deep friendships with people who have significantly different income levels than you? Do you have deep friendships with people who make significantly less than you do? How many people do you know have deep friendships with people who have significantly different income levels from one another? Why is that so strange? Why is it so hard to find that? Why do we tend to cluster together with people who are the same income level of us? There's probably many reasons for that, but there might be a deep down heart issue. There might be a deep down top card issue related to that. Why is it? Why is it that we're so embarrassed or hesitant or nervous to talk about money? There are a lot of reasons for that. There are probably a lot of cultural reasons for that. But there might be some deep down issues, some top card issues. Guys, you don't have to share your W-2 with anybody in your group tonight. You don't have to share your pay stub. You don't have to talk about how much money you have. But what I hope you're able to talk about is how much of your money has you. Have a great conversation.